Just getting ready for this one, after last night. I mean, you have to be very guarded, right? Even though that team has been struggling across the way.
These are some of the most dangerous games.
Yeah. Why is that?
They're not playing for a whole bunch right now. That it allows themselves to do things with no pressure on them. They're filled with talent. The team over there, they can score goals. Yeah. And one thing I'll say about our athletes in our game, because I think they got spanked in the Island last night. In this league, right on through all teams, they are proud people. Right. That's going to play into tonight's game, so we need to be ready to go.
You still ride Bob again
yes.
tonight? We've asked you a lot about his game, offensive game, defensive game. Is this as comfortable in the 3 years with Zach as he's playing at both ends? We're playing him in every role now. He's playing at end of game.
Zach Werenski. Yes. Yeah, I think he's made tremendous improvement as far as his positioning, as far as his competitiveness on pucks. That's a big part of playing defense. And his offense is, I think he feels really comfortable. I like the pair. I think they've given us some good minutes. And yeah, I think Zach's had a tremendous improvement this year in the things we've asked him to do.
And it's been a process. You guys have, it's the last year and a half or so.
Yeah, it's been a process for him.
Yes.
In understanding, I want him to be a rover. I think that's a very important way of playing in today's game, is having a guy that can do that. But there's also understanding situations and games, and when you are playing defense, that you have to be competitive. And I think it's been a process for him to understand, can he do both? Can I concentrate on doing this, but also be able to do that? And I think it's taken him some time, but I think he feels very comfortable in his skin right now and being able to be a complete player that way. Not taking his offense away from him, but also being competitive defensively.
John, is this the best stretch you've had for your team away from the puck this season?
Well, I think, you know what, I can't remember the whole season, but I do think one of the biggest improvements we have made as a team here is our support of having people around the puck when we don't have it. So it's tough to get through and create scoring chances. I think we gave up 5 in the second and third period last night. But it also starts with our rivals as far as breaking out of our end zone, so we have the puck more. So I think if you watch the video compared to maybe a month or so ago, you'd see us all stretched out on the ice. Now you're seeing us in the picture all the time, supporting one another in all zones, neutral zone, defensive zone, and offensive zone. I think that's helped us tremendously as far as creating more forechecking, but also limiting scoring chances against us.
John, as you look back at the trade deadline, how do you assess what the newcomers have done to help you get, this far at this point in the season, and how this team has shown signs of, really cohesion?
Yeah, well, they're good players. Yeah, the only one that hasn't played is Cater. It's just hard to get the third goalie involved, but no, they have come in and we have changed lines. Now we have Dutchie playing with Brett and Cam, but they've been good players for us. Quater comes in. He looked a little tentative at first, but then he came, and since before his injury, he was playing really well and has brought a tremendous amount of character and leadership to our team. So they fit in nicely. Everybody wants to, when we've had our struggles, everybody was talking about that. I don't think it was that. I don't. I just think it had a little bit to do with expectations and some guys just struggling at that particular time in the year. For now, we have found ourselves. I think we spent a couple good days out in Vancouver after the Edmonton game and straightened some things out, and I think have played a much more consistent brand of hockey.
And you're also getting contributions from a lot of different guys right now. I think 17 guys have been on the score sheet in the last 4 games. What does that type of engagement do for you? Not just on the ice with the obvious, but away from the ice as well, on the bench and that type of
Well, I think it brings cohesion. I think everybody feel they're part of it. I think guys that were maybe playing the 22, 23 minutes now that have been brought down to maybe 18, 19 because other minutes are going through the lineup, they're happy that the other guys are getting some minutes, and it just brings a type of cohesion. I wish I could do that all year long, but my read on the team and how certain guys were playing, I couldn't do that a lot. But The emergence of Nash, Doobie, and Nick coming back into the line with me liking the other three lines when Nick was out and putting him there, we found a line. So it is balanced out, and I think it's come at a very important time when we have played a lot of hockey here the past 3 weeks, and we're going to play a lot more here in the next week and a half. I think it's balanced us out, and I think it allows us to play with more energy.
Is that really hard for other teams to defend when you have four lines that you like? Because they never really get a shift off. They've got to play the full 60 minutes, and you can keep the pressure going the whole time.
Well, if we're playing the right way, I think that's a very important part of tonight's game is our forechecking, which I think has been ramped up. I think we've done a really good job forechecking. It's gotten better and better each game. I think that's a huge part of who we are. But you don't get the forechecking if you don't do the things away from the puck, because you got to get it back. You got to get it back to get it into their end zone and start forechecking. I think we've really concentrated as support and people being around the puck and not getting outnumbered.
You guys have had a number throughout the whole season. When you look at it as a whole, there's had a number of meetings, at certain points and been clear the air and that kind of thing. What made Vancouver different?
That's none of your business.
Well, I'm not asking like specifics. I'm just saying, like, do you feel like because there was so few games, you guys were back against the wall? Maybe that had more
No, we
impact,
sucked against Edmonton.
Right. That was.
I mean, it was pitiful against Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So we tried to clean some things up and went about our business.
Any other lineup changes tonight?
No.
You had a goal last night. Cam had the rebound goal where I think Duchesne is just really shooting for the pad there to create a rebound at this time of year, maybe any time, but just creating rebounds. You used to always talk about shooting from bad angles to create angles.
It's the best pass.
Yeah.
It's the best pass off a goalie's pad, a bad angle shot or whatever it may be. I think one of our weak spots for a number of minutes in last night's game is we had so many chances to shoot the puck at certain times and we overpassed. And I thought it was going to bite us in the ass, but we were fortunate enough to score some goals. We had some in the middle part of that game, in the second period, we had a number of chances to shoot the puck, and we deferred and passed off to a worse area of the ice. But we found our way.
Have you guys been building toward this with Bob all year? Just kind of like being able to run him out there.
I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan for the goalie. I go day by day, game by game. Excuse me, and. No, this is just how it's worked out. Corpy ran with it for a while. I forget what part of the year early on when Bob wasn't himself. Bob's a Vezina. I mean, he's a hell of a goalie, and he's found his game at a very important time.